and Sylvia. I have to say, I quite like that. I'm going to leave that on the playlist, I think. We might even dig it out again in the future. New indie band here in Lincoln. So I thought, well, let's find out a little bit more about them. Good afternoon, Jacob.
Good afternoon, David.
Now then, young man, you and Reese and Lewis got together, but how did you meet to make music that's... Well, I quite liked it, to be honest and truthful.
Thank you very much. We met through school, really, about a few years ago. I got the idea of forming a band. I used to be into illustration and writing, but none of that was really working out. So I thought, right, I'll try having a go at being in a band. And I was in.
I like that. I'll try it having a go. What instrument do you play?
I play the bass and I sing.
Well, you sing well.
I tried to. Thank you.
No, you sing well. So you got together. Which school was it? Let's give the school a shout out because they're probably feeling very proud of you.
I doubt it. But, me and Reese are from LSST, Crosscliff Hill.
Yep.
And our drummer, Lewis, he goes to college in the city. We didn't meet Lewis through school. We met him through a mutual friend. He came in a bit later. It took us a few years to meet him. We were looking for a drummer for ages.
And then Lewis turned up.
Yeah, thankfully. We love him to bits.
We've heard Sylvia. We're going to listen to Trek to the Disco in a minute. Where do you get your sort of inspiration from? Where does the idea for the songs come from?
Where do the ideas come from? As I think most writers would tell you, just sort of various places. Often it's from conversations I'm having with people. Sometimes it's from, going to places. Sometimes it's, quite frankly, nicking bits from other songs. I do that an awful amount. So for Sylvia, for example, that song came about because I said to Reese, I think we need a song, like Roxanne by the Police, one word, maybe a girl's name, simple, catchy chorus. And he came to practice with the riff that you just heard, fantastic riff. And I went, right, Reese, got a song there. Just sort of wrote it in about half an hour. And that, that influence was purely from, I just wanted to do a song like Roxanne by the Police, really repetitive and catchy.
I mean, it's interesting, one of the lines, still not sure now. I mean, some people would say, we're never sure what we're doing. So, I mean, it's very quite cleverly use of words that you've come up with there.
Thank you very much. It's obviously, from being a literature student, I like my work. That whole monologue, I didn't have written down. I went into the studio and I just thought, right, this could do with a monologue. And I just sort of, spoke it, and that's what's on the record.
So, you talked about a rock song, but what would you say your actual style of music really is? Because I would have thought you've got a slightly different genre take on music.
I mean, broadly speaking, I just consider us indie guitar music, really. We have a lot of influence from a lot of bands from Manchester, like the Smiths, Joy Division, New Order, the Stone Roses, all those sort of classic indie bands. I really like, so does the guitarist and the drummer, really like, Britpop, all the bands like Oasis, Blur, Pulp, all of those, really great. So basically we just sort of pick bits and bobs out from different genres of indie music we really like and put them in our songs. So, yeah, that's how I'd describe it.
Now, I suppose, of course, the next obvious question is, where did the name come from? It seems an unusual name, or is this based on the fact that we're in lockdown and it's not a surprise?
You're talking to the wrong person there, sorry.
I knew that was going to happen.
I know. Reese, our guitarist, came up with that. We were looking for a new name because we had a band beforehand called Border Control, and it sounded slightly nationalist, so we had to scrap it. And we had Current Climate. Reese came up with it, and I suppose it was just because a few years ago and still now there was so much on the news about climate change and about what's happening right now in that aspect, and I think me and Reese were both really interested in it and just thought it was a catchy name.
Now, we're all been going since March with this lockdown. How's that affected the three of you being able to sort of rehearse and get together? Have you managed to use, because I mean you're youngsters, so social media to you is like second nature. How easy has it been for you to rehearse, write new material, and even maybe perhaps do the odd bit online performing?
Well, to be honest, it's been really, really frustrating because we took so long getting the band together, getting this really good lineup. People were liking, we were playing shows. It was going really, really well. And then obviously lockdown happened. And to be honest, we struggled because we couldn't rehearse. We couldn't get together in a studio to record a new single or anything like that. We couldn't play shows. So it was really, really restricting. We ended up just using the time to sort of write more songs, record some sort of home demos and put them on SoundCloud and whatnot. Just trying to sort of, stay afloat, stay creative, that sort of thing.
So 2021, which is like around about 50 days away, what are you hoping is going to be the future for Current Climate in 2021?
Simply, I'd just like us to keep writing songs and hopefully play shows again. Maybe record more singles, perhaps an EP or an album, what have you. But mainly, I just want to get back to gigging because they were really good fun.
And it's interesting because I was talking to one of our studio station directors who said that you've got a big fan base. How have they taken the fact that they've not been able to go along and cheer you on at some sort of venue while you've been playing? Have you heard from the fans?
Oh, they're absolutely fuming, David. Right from the street. Honestly. Yeah, I've heard from various people that like us. They saw it as a really good sort of social event. The gigs, we get loads of people from our school, from different schools, and it felt really nice. You get people who are the musos, the indie kids, more popular people, some adults, some parents, just all sorts of people. It was a really good sort of social thing, and without it, there's something missing a bit. But I suppose they're just waiting, and as are we.
Jacob, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. We look forward to being able to see you again. When lockdown's all over, we'll probably get the three of you into the studio here and actually do something live on... Well, I don't know about Lewis, because he make a lot of noise, but maybe we'll give him
I'm sure we could tell him to quieten down.
We'll give him maybe a little toy tom-tom or something, shall we? But we'll get you in and have you live on air. That would be real fun.
That'd be fantastic, David. Yeah, thank you.
In the meantime, three of you stay safe, enjoy, keep writing. We look forward to the CD coming out.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's been a real pleasure, my friend. I'm going to play Trek to the Disco. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that before we say goodbye?
Yeah, Trek to the Disco Set is our most recent single. We wrote it quite a long time ago. I basically had this idea of sort of doing a song that was very niche in its subject matter. Just two people or a group of people trying to get to a nightclub, trying to find where it is, and basically trying not to collapse in the middle of the street before getting there. Because I'm sure, there's loads of songs about at nightclubs and the come down afterwards, but there's never any songs about getting to the nightclub. So that's where the idea came from. And the rhythm section is pretty much nicked from Girls and Boys by Blur. And there you have it, there's the song.
Well, there you go. Jacob, you and Lewis... and Reece, stay safe, and we'll catch up with you soon.
We will. Thank you very much, David.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.